I'm going to make a final pre-launch prediction. We'll like our Xboxes, but we'll love our PS5s. I remember reading in a magazine back in the day, we like our Xbox 360s, but we'll love our PS3s. Does anyone remember reading that? I can't find it anymore. I think it was referring to this sense that Xbox 360 games were fine, great even, just that they weren't the types of experiences that would stay with us. My reasoning comes down to one thing: novel new experiences. The past few months, both Xbox and PlayStation have been sharing with us what developers are doing with their new hardware. And it quickly jumped out to me that most Xbox developers were saying things like, there's more power, you can have faster frame rates, higher resolutions, which is fine, but it's kind of uninspiring. I mean, it's a new, more powerful console. Those things are all expectations. More is just expected. Meanwhile, PlayStation developers were talking up the DualSense controller. To be fair, a lot of it did sound like marketing speak, but listen to some of these things. One I like is blocking the triggers when your weapon jams, to give the player an immediate feedback even before the animation plays out, which prompts the player in a physical way that they have to unjam their gun. In Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, we'll be hinting to players which direction attacks are coming from by providing haptic feedback from the appropriate direction on the DualSense wireless controller. As you hold down square to do a venom punch, you feel Spider-Man's bioelectricity crackle across from the left side of the controller, culminating in the right side on impact. The haptic feedback will not only tell players when something is happening, but also where. Players will be able to tell which side of the kitchen the action is happening by feeling for which side of the controller the vibrations occur. It may be all calm on one side of the kitchen, but if a pan is on fire on the other side, your DualSense wireless controller will tell you. Directional awareness? Jamming the trigger? These sound like actually game-changing things. When does a gimmick become not a gimmick? In a way, I mean, if you're just thinking about it, real-time lighting is kind of a gimmick, right? Doesn't really change the way the game is played, everything just looks better. Man, the first time I was in a tunnel and I saw the shadow of a guy above me, that's enabled by real-time lighting. Where was I? So we've been going through the PlayStation preview period, and it seems to have borne out what I thought would happen. People seem really impressed by the DualSense controller. But one concern that everyone seems to be echoing is, yeah, the DualSense is great, but are other developers outside of PlayStation Studios going to be using it? I mean, are they really going to support these neat features on one controller if only one platform supports them? Okay, so this is the final pre-launch prediction. Yes, I think that developers will support DualSense features. First of all, I think they'll just want to. It's a creative industry with creatives. What creative doesn't want a bigger canvas? If you got into this business to make cool things, why wouldn't you use this cool thing to make your cool thing cooler? And this is an out there possibility, but months ago, Sony invested in Epic Games. Could that be about the DualSense controller? Because Epic makes a very popular game engine, Unreal, and if that has integrated DualSense support, maybe something like a library of haptic responses, that would make it easier for other developers to add DualSense integration into their games. And then PlayStation players will end up with a boatload of new, interesting feeling games that they'll remember for years to come. That's inspiring. All right, a couple of notes. Obviously, with the PlayStation 5 launch tomorrow and next week around the rest of the world, countdown to PS5 isn't going to make sense anymore for a channel title. Something new will be coming, so don't worry if you see something else PlayStation related show up in your subscription feed. I'm planning a lot of PlayStation content for that, so I hope you'll check it out. And that's it.